Oh yeah, we're already at the bottom of the barrel and I have lost all of my sanity. You see, as I'm preparing another video in the background, I thought it would be a wonderful idea to play this godforsaken game. That's right, Roblox. Instead of actually going and picking out another game that may possibly pique my interest, I picked this instead. Man, I really do love how I use my time. So, if for whatever reason you haven't been corrupted yet, allow me to explain what Roblox is. Basically, Roblox has been around since 2006. Holy shit, am I ancient. The way I view Roblox is that it's basically a game engine where you can create anything that your mind desires. Sometimes it may be for the best. Other times, I really do think we should ban computers to anything that breathes. On a real note though, Roblox has a lot of games that are genuinely good and even impressive that they can't even run on an engine such as this. A lot of people just avoid this because it's just a kid's game. There are some good games that even adults can enjoy, and no, I'm definitely not trying to find an excuse to play this game, and we will also not talk about the 17+ section. Like seriously, who the fuck at Roblox thought this was a genius idea? And please, let's not ask why I'm Saber. This is a whole other story that I would rather not get into. Anyways, instead of focusing on the games that might tickle someone's fancy, I decided to play, that's right, tower defense games. Oh my god, I seriously do not regret this at all. Now, I am no stranger to tower defense games. I have my fair share in Ark Knights.
Not a bad start, I suppose.
I'm gonna fucking shoot up a Walmart! In Minecraft.
And a bit of Plants vs. Zombies under my belt, and, well, whatever the fuck this is. And if for whatever reason you don't know what a tower defense game is, allow me to make a long story short. Basically, you try to stop enemy units from reaching your base. And how do you do that? Well, by placing your own units down, of course, or towers, if that's what you prefer to call them. And to make them all feel different, they each follow to their own classes of towers, but not every game follows that rule. You'll see what I mean later on. And of course, they have their own attacks and specials, or they should at least, to make them feel different from each other, and that's really about it. You either survive a certain amount of waves or play infinite to see how long you can last. And well, that's all tower defense really boils down to. So enough chit chat about the genre, how about we actually hop into some games? What could possibly go wrong? The first game is FNAF. Yeah, you remember this mascot horror game? Well, they have their own tower defense game, and well, it's actually kind of okay, because giving Freddy a 9mm was probably the best idea anyone has ever had. Actually, not even just Freddy, the entire cast has some sort of weapon. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we decided to weaponize children. Fuck. This will definitely have zero consequences in the future.
Any girls want me to gaslight their pussy? I can manipulate it with my mind.
You know, a bomb doesn't sound too bad right now. Cinco Noches con Alfredo here is basically just your standard tower defense, but with a couple of twists. Too many that I can even name. So let's just name them all. Freddy here has a system where you can empower your units with remnants, and what that does is that it gives you a certain subtitle, almost as if you were writing an essay. These titles can give your units buffs or debuffs depending on what rarity they are. Of course, they are separated into different categories. You have your damage, range, speed, and the one that you really want, boss killer, all in different colors, which make no fucking sense because you would think that green is the basic bitch out of all of them. But this system is such a massive game changer. Yes, even the common roles are good because they just do so much on their own. You could take an uncommon unit from doing 7 damage to probably 14, so it does double it. You're also probably asking yourself, well, I only have Freddy right now, how do I get more units? Well, that's pretty simple, and it's a reoccurring idea in all of these tower defense games. Oh, that's right. Through the gacha system. That's right. Even this fucking game can become a gacha game, as if we didn't have enough of those on our phones. But instead of banners rotating every month, this rotates every hour or so. So if you miss a unit, tough shit. You must start preparing a campfire and a tent before you can go see that sad sap again. Speaking of sad saps, I also brought this guy with me by force, but of course that really isn't important right now. This game also separated units into limited units, like the summer variants, or just your standard units, and the rates are actually astronomically criminal. 0.01% for the highest rarity is insane, and 0.25 for the second rarest is even worse. Like, what am I playing, Honkai Star Rail or a questionable tower defense game? Please don't answer that. Oh, but it gets worse. It gets so much worse. The grind is crazy. Like, you're telling me I need to build up the price of a Honda Civic just to do a multi that is most likely going to look like this. Keep in mind, you only get 110 coins per game, and that's if you win. If you lose, tough shit, buddy. Hit the bank and get a home loan for this game. Now, what if I told you that there is a pity system built into the game? Except there is always a catch. The catch being, the pity system does not kick in until you do 500 summons. But just like Honkai or any other Hoyo game, the pity does stay. I understand that is a terrible comparison, but it's the only one I could make. Unlike Honkai, or again any other Hoyo game, the pity kicks in at 90. So you need to prepare your taxes in this game before you can even get the unit you see. At least there isn't a 50-50. Now I do have a confession to make. You may think that we are in a really bad spot right now, but I promise you, it gets so much worse. I'm surprised I'm even alive at this point.
Guys, look!
Nezuko-chan!
Welcome to Demon Slayer Tower Defense, or whatever this game is called. And this might actually take the cake for worst of the worst. I have never touched anything that feels so barren, unpolished, and abandoned. Let's start with the first thing you see once you load in. I know that it skipped the lobby detail for the Freddy game, but keep in mind that every tower defense tries to at least fit into its universe for the lobby to make you feel immersed. This area just feels like they found a random area and said, yeah, fuck it, this is good enough. Let's just drop some Demon Slayer shit on this. There's also this big button on the top right that you can see that says Limited Egg, where you can spend your Robux that you stole from your mother's credit card, which is absurdly priced. Like, you're telling me I need to spend $5 just to spin the one egg and end up most likely not getting the unit I even want. Do you know what I can get with $5 in today's economy? Nothing. But I sure as shit won't spend it here, and if I want to spin 3 eggs, I need to spend $20? Granted, I guess the caveat in this is that I'm at least guaranteed 3 units, while in other games that is just the price for 1. But again, this is for a chance for the unit you even want to get, who has a 10% chance to begin with, so that $20 can soon become $120, maybe even more if God really hates you that day. Of course, you have your battle pass and events. For some reason, the Christmas tab is still around as an ongoing event. But the game has also been updated recently, so you would think they would at least get rid of it since it's August. But what do I know? Hey, so funny story about this. It took me so long to actually edit this video. We are now in September. The game was recently updated September 15th. And guess what's still around? The fucking Christmas tab. What does shock me even more is the fact that this game is sitting at a 90% like rating. Okay. Let's not be too hard just yet. We haven't even seen how the gameplay is yet. So let's hop into a match. 1 summon. You're right. Wow, these attack animations are fucking garbage. I actually don't know what to say. Like, at all. I guess I should say that this is mid at best. I mean, the game did try to change it up. Instead of placing units on the sidelines, you place units on the actual path the enemy units take, meaning that your units have a health bar, so they can actually die if you don't take care of them, which is why you have a healer, but they might as well not even be there because they heal so slowly that your units die before they can even get their proc off. Unless you stack all of them, then they're actually somewhat useful. The units also don't feel too different from each other aside from stats, and the animations are, well, something to be desired. But that's more of a nitpick than anything, but there is one thing that I don't get. My buddy and I got to the second stage of the game, and some of these units have 10,000 HP already, and if you did 0 summons, or didn't put any codes, your best damage dealing unit would be Tanjiro at 65, with a max of 150 once fully upgraded, who attacks once every blue moon and has garbage health as well. So in other words, you're fucked. But there is a summon tab, so we might as well go and get a unit and watch the animation for getting them. You know what? You know what? Next game.
Oh my god.
Remember this shit show of a game?
Yo, what up, dog? No, wait. Trust me, this guy's cool. Just wait.
Okay.
See if you
Well, what if I told you that this game also has a tower defense on Roblox? Every day we are really straying further from God. Now this game might have actually been the mistake. Remember what I said about the last game and how it didn't match the aesthetic it was going for? Well, this one does, but it somehow is worse. Just take a look at this. I don't know how you have managed to make me want to bleach my eyes, but also keep them open at the same time. This is a skill that needs to be studied. The game is basically your normal tower defense. Place a unit down and watch them beat other units, yada yada yada. But what is interesting is that the rarities don't really seem to matter, or maybe there's some sort of meta that I am fully unaware of. My friend was somehow able to pull the 1% legendary unit. The most I could get was the 4% epic. But this is where it gets really good, because the fucking spider, who is a legendary, was only slightly better than this little shit who says yippee all the fucking time. The levels are also crazy, since you are bombarded with really fast enemy units at mass amounts per wave. Let's just ignore that we have auto skip on. That really doesn't matter whatsoever. What does matter is that the grind is somehow worse than Fetty Wap over here.
Holy shit, it's Freddy Fazbear.
Because you only get 90 screws, I guess, per level you complete. And you unfortunately cannot earn any more than that. So you better have some sort of vacation planned and then an AI to play this game if you're interested in it for whatever reason. And of course, there is a shiny archetype who does more damage than the original type. I have yet to get one, so I don't know how good they are. And you can also buy units at a cheaper price than whatever the fuck this is, but you're also somehow bombarded with more purchases than the Demon Slayer game. And there's also limited units locked to these eggs, but instead of 4, there's like, what, 6? You know what? I think I've had enough. My sanity can only handle so much tower defense. I could go on and on with how many games I've gone through and how shit they all are. There are 2 more games I haven't even talked about, and man, I swear, these games are made by the same people. If they aren't, I have to be mentally insane. But I never want to do this ever again. Or maybe I will. I don't know yet. I am insane enough to try it again. What could possibly ever go wrong?